Colby College is a community dedicated to learning and committed to the growth and well-being of all its members.
As a community devoted to intellectual growth, we value academic integrity.
We agree to take ownership of our academic work, to submit only work that is our own, to fully acknowledge the research and ideas of others in our work, and to abide by the instructions and regulations governing academic work established by the faculty.
As a community built on respect for ourselves, each other, and our physical environment, we recognize the diversity of people that have gathered here, and that genuine inclusivity requires active, honest, and compassionate engagement with one another.
We agree to respect each other, to honor community expectations, and to comply with college policies.
As a member of this community, I pledge to hold myself and others accountable to these values.
The structure of the task force was for faculty, for administrators, for students, and probably more than for trustees. But so it was this joint task force, comprised of all these different groups.
So the end of the 11-12 year was when I first discerned, I think it's when everybody first discerned, that there actually was an emerging student movement to address issues of accountability.
I think that the reason that we wanted to try to address it as a Colby Affirmation was we wanted this to be a student-based way of addressing all of these problems at once.
The question of where do you start is, when you think about it long enough, you start with this big abstract thing that's going to let people say, like, what the heck is this?
Colby has a long history of a deep commitment to integrity and honor. And throughout its history, there have been many efforts to formalize that commitment to integrity into something that looks like an honor code. Those efforts have not succeeded in the past, and we think that a large measure of the reason why they didn't succeed in the past is that they were focused on a solution rather than a question. They were focused on an answer first.
How do we strengthen the notion that students have and that members of the community have of what it means to be accountable and what it means to be an honest and integrity-driven community?
I don't think students realize how really hurtful it is, and how personally we take it when students cheat or when we discover that students are cheating. To them, it seems like, I don't know, but for us, it's kind of a blow to our heart. So you're saying that you don't respect your faculty when you cheat. And like I said, I think that a lot of students don't really appreciate how very personally we take it.
This is about us saying to ourselves over and over again, and to new people who come into the community, that our values are that we're honest, that we're accountable, that it's not okay to take other people's ideas, to cheat, to look the other way when somebody's engaging in behavior that's detrimental to the community or destructive of property or those kinds of things. That what we want to do is create a culture here where it becomes anathema to even consider doing those things.
And so
right?
It should give students a little bit more confidence to know that, hey, this is who we are at Colby College, this is what we believe in, this is what we stand for, and collectively we stand for it. So,
the interesting question facing us as a community now is to move from the language of the affirmation to the implementation of the affirmation. How do we make these words real in our lives and experience? And what's interesting is that the task force did not decide or determine for the community what that would look like, quite intentionally. Because what we recognized was that in order for the affirmation to be real and meaningful for our community, the community itself needed to define and shape and craft the ways in which that affirmation would take daily, weekly, yearly form.
As I envision the Colby Affirmation for our community, I think of it as an opportunity. It's a moment in time in which we get to say, this is what we're about, this is what we care about, and then we get to put our actions in line with those values. We are invited to live into our best selves as individuals and as a community. And so I hope this is an opportunity that our student body will embrace, take hold of, and be proud of, and really say that Colby stands for something. This is it. This is my commitment.
Idea of like, is a document itself going to change the way students act? And I don't know, but I think it is powerful to make a commitment in writing to to upholding certain values. But I think like change only comes. I think that quiet person. I think that change really only comes when students are sort of doing that active self-reflection, and I think that's really hard a lot of the time.
All right. The affirmation prompts us to hold peers accountable. And one of the tangible examples that happened the past couple weeks has been the Alphon email that was sent out by the Alphon residents. A lot of the Alphon residents have been frustrated this past year because there's been a large increase of residential vandalism. And what we express is that to students is that they don't realize that we live in the Alphon residential hall on the weekdays as well, not only on the weekends, and that we hate waking up to exit broken exit signs, vomit on the floor, etc., etc. And so we came together, 60 of us, to talk about what we value as a home, and essentially collectively came together and sent out the message. And this is something that is going to be completely similar to what the affirmation is going to be.
The Colby Affirmation puts our community's goals and expectations of accountability in writing for current and future students to see.
This affirmation would enrich every student's growth as it embodies Colby's values fully.
The Colby Affirmation is important to me because I believe it will help preserve the integrity of the school.
Well, to me, the Colby Affirmation means taking responsibility and giving credit where credit is due. I can't remember who said it, but I heard a quote saying that nothing in this world is original anymore. And if someone else gives you an idea that inspires you, that's great. Just make sure you get them credit for it. So it's fair. It's honest.
So I think the Colby Affirmation is a great way to get the ball rolling on some of these things that we're really focused on campus, like academic integrity and residential vandalism. It's a way to reach these problems on a much deeper level and kind of get everyone on campus thinking about it.